There were moments in my life where I feel like I'm stuck and I'm not doing enough. There are those moments again and again, and it's about remembering that I am enough. I am enough. You are enough. Hi guys, it's so good to see you. For those who don't know me, my name is Anetta. I made the most incredible things for me personally. I believe that every human being has her and his own personal dream, and I was finally brave enough to follow my heart. In the last 3 years, unbelievable things happened in my life, and I'm so grateful for them. So grateful that I always want to give back and to give back to other people in order to help them to be brave enough as well to follow their own heart. And one of the tools that really helped me to live the life of my dreams is to sit in silence and to sit within myself and to reflect on my life and on my year that has passed. And now that 2023 is coming to an end and 2024 is about to start, it's time now to reflect on last year and to see what we have accomplished and to see where we are and where we want to go. It's about being honest to oneself. It's about introspection. It's about thinking where it went well and what didn't go well. It's about just being honest. And I did this with my participants of the New Year's retreat in Morocco last year that took place from the 29th of December to the 2nd of January, I think I was. It was a really transformative time, and we set intentions for this year, and me myself, I set intentions as well. I have this little notebook just for those, and I'm going to read what I have written and look if I actually have accomplished this. Or what I also am learning is to listen to my intuition and to listen to the universe and how it's talking to me. And I'm finding out by writing things down and by looking back if the things actually also came true that I sort of envisioned or that I foresaw. This is super exciting for me. I'm going to be super honest with you guys as well. So it's going to be exciting. I invite you, if you listen to this, to also grab something to write down, a notebook and a pencil, and to make a beautiful space. I lit on some candles and I have here my stones and actually some things from this year. This mussel that is like super beautiful and soft in the inside that I found in Greece in one of the secret beaches that we went. And then this is my first castania, I don't know the English word, that I have found this year. I have every element here represented: the fire, the earth, the water, the air. I lit up some scents, and those practices, I'm super honored and grateful that I learned all of this by different teachers, and one of them is actually one I have never met in person, yoga girl Rachel. I would also invite you to listen to her podcast. She really inspired me in many things, and also for this tradition. So wherever you are, my dear, I invite you for a moment to close your eyes and to take a deep breath in and out. Ground, arrive, feel into your body. Lift up your chest, make up space from your collarbone to the outside of your shoulders. Make yourself really big and tall. You deserve to make space. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be big. Connect with your breath here. Inhale and exhale. Allow yourself to be fully present and to let go of anything that you did before listening to this episode. To be fully here in the here and now. Open your eyes again. Come back to the here and now. Let's begin to dive deep into your last year, into our last year. So what I did last year was to close my eyes and meditate on what my heart truly wants. What I bring from 2022 to 2023. I was giving myself the promise in 2022, before the new year started, to bring with me my self-worth, inner strength, a fire, stability from the inside, knowing that following my heart leads to jackpot, concerning feelings inside of me, concerning people that I attract, and money-wise, material-wise, opportunities and chances. The serenity of following my heart, knowing that I deserve the best. Sometimes hard, but yeah. Commitment and dedication. A slow life approach, yes. Gratitude, yes. So much joy. The deep connection to my heart and my intuition, oh yes. The modeling and the rising women retreats, following my intuition, my heart, universal guidance, active surrendering, oh I love that word. Okay, 2023 focus. In 2023, so this, I was writing this for me to set a tone for 2023 back then. In 2023, I step into that what I truly deserve. My word for 2023 is big. I come into my true size. I embody my true size. I allow myself to liberate myself from all limiting beliefs and emerge into infinite potencies. I attract my big love, my partner. I attract my big career. At the same time, my word is slowness. It's inside of me, that enjoyment of every second, that deep breath in and out. That look into people's eyes that take some seconds longer. Slowness in all things, in romance too. Slow and big, beautiful, secure, sure. In my career, high-end fashion model, actress, commitment, work, slow, getting used to London as my base. Okay, I can see that a lot of things actually are things that have guided me, and I'm happy about that. And some things were not really right. For example, I didn't live in London. I didn't get used to London as my base. But what I really truly resonate with is this slow living, that enjoyment of the slow life, and that even though everything happens so quick in the outside, I am calm and slow inside of me, and I'm more and more letting go of this pressure that I always have to always work and to always be productive. And I think this is something I really learned this year and really embodied, to be in silence and in slowness and peace by not working all the time, and to prioritize that I deserve that, to invest my time in what my heart wants, my path of becoming this woman on earth. I didn't attract my big love, like my love in the sense of a partner that I can live with together, but I also know that I made huge steps in my romantic life, in the way I communicate, in the way that I talk with other people, but also talk to myself. I let go of emotional responsibility for other people's feelings, but instead taking responsibility of my own feelings. I was slow. I'm becoming more and more slow. And I differentiate more and more between falling in love with somebody, like truly falling in love with somebody, or just having a little crush and a connection. Yeah. I also write down big 5 sentences for 2023 that would help me guide through that year. The first one was, I am attracting true deep love in my life. The second, I am building up a committed relationship with a person that is vibrating high with me. The third, I am receiving care and attention from this person. Okay, I wanted to say something to these three first before I continue with. I am attracting true deep love in my life. I mentioned it already in the text before. It's my really big wish and heart's longing now to have a committed relationship with somebody that I can share this life with. Because I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I feel I do everything by myself and I'm giving so much for this world. And I used to be afraid all the time to be in a relationship because I felt like I need to give up everything that I love, work, in order to be that in that relationship. But I learned that it's actually not true. I learned that I just wanted to protect myself out of fear that I would lose everything. But if I find somebody that I'm sharing the same vision with, we can be even more powerful together, balancing out our strengths and weaknesses and create something together. It doesn't need to be babies. It can be a beautiful project that we create together in order to help the world to be a better place, to be a more conscious, loving place. And I feel like with a man by my side that really is stable and loves himself and loves me, we can create something beautiful together in order to help us becoming the best versions of each other and being honest with each other, and then creating something. And this was a big realization for me back then in 2022, that I actually want that and I deserve that. But even though I haven't attracted this partner into my life yet, I know that I came steps further in my process of really allowing myself to receive him. And even though I'm also attracted to women and I'm bisexual, I intuitively actually know that this is going to be a male person, because I don't know, it's just something that I feel. And I have a big problem of receiving care and attention from a person. I feel like I always protect myself. I lied to myself many years saying that I don't need as much attention and I'm fine with, being alone and fighting alone, because it's somehow how I got used to when I grew up or when I was in my first relationship. But I actually really wish to be taken care of with somebody who is really generous with his love and warmth. It's with the men that came into my life this year, like male friends. I learned that I can ask for help and also receive the help and be taken care of without feeling guilty or without feeling I would exploit them or without feeling that I'm weak. And I'm learning more and more with every experience. So whenever I will be in the relationship, I feel like I'm more ready to really, be that woman that lets herself be helped by a man, and I'm allowed to do that. No, it's not a bad thing. And I've been conditioned by my past relationship and by my education that it's somehow bad to ask for too much help. Or maybe, let's say, in my last relationship, I'm allowing myself to learn, no, I can ask for help and I can be helped, and it's not dangerous for me to be in a relationship. I won't lose my career, I won't lose my true size in a relationship. It's the contrary. I will be even bigger and better because my man is going to support me. And there were a lot of beliefs inside of me that needed a lot of time to evolve. And I know that right now, even though I haven't attracted this man into my life, I am in a much better place. The two other intentions for my 2023, for my big five, were that I embody different kinds of emotions in front of the camera, either as a top model or an actress, living out my passion for expressing emotions. And the fifth one is that I dive deeper into my intuition, awakening my power of Fore-Feeling, foresight, connecting with the world of subconsciousness and dreams, networks that are invisible. So I want to say something to the fourth point is to be in front of the camera and embody different emotions. I'm so happy to say that I did. I was more and more living out expressions, emotions, and not only, you know, being a model in front of the camera that just wears the clothes, but I attracted more and more job opportunities where I could really truly embody emotions. And the biggest thing that I experienced this year, which was insanely crazy, and which actually has also to do something with the last point, with connecting with my intuition, is my music video with Troye Sivan, where I was honored to be a part of. And this was a truly magical experience. It was under direction of Gordon von Steiner and with Stuart Weinkauf as man behind the camera. My wish was to work in this league, and law of attraction, it really happened and worked. And this is just insane for me. Like, I have goosebumps whenever I think of how it worked. I invested in my first workshops, acting workshops in Germany. It took me some time, but yeah, I did it. And I had my first casting invitation for a short movie from the university here. I got there and I actually was so good that I got the job and I got the role. It was my first casting ever as an actress and I got it. It's insane. Last week was our shot, and yeah, it's just a short movie, about 4 minutes, but still I'm really proud of me that I went for it, that I invested in those workshops that were financially also a big thing actually, and that I invested my time and energy and my belief in me that I can do that, allowing myself to invest that time, that energy, that money, to invest in applying in platforms in the internet and to write mails that led me to something. Really, it's insane. And I need to say, Anetta, thank you for doing this. I never believed that I could become an actress because it was all about being good at school and my whole childhood. And last year, end of 2022, when I was in London, I allowed myself to go to my first acting workshops where I really caught fire and I was like, I want to do it more. And it took me a while because I was at the same time traveling a lot and working as a model and as a yoga teacher, but I did commit to it at some reason, and I'm now where I am with my first short movie. After my first casting person, it's insane. Also, I attracted a lot of jobs this year as a yoga teacher, modeling as a yoga teacher. I got booked by Zalando and Lululemon to be their model for their first big campaign in Europe. And I got, after the first job, I got booked again because they were so happy with me. And in that work, they also interviewed me, and I could give an insight about how yoga is helping me in my hectic life as a model. So it was more and more about my personality, which was always my dream and intention with the modeling, to bring more from my inside also to the world. I started my first YouTube account, my YouTube videos where I talked from my heart. I allowed myself to go from the inside to the outside more and more, and it's so good to talk with you about all of this because sometimes I forget how much I actually accomplished this year and that I actually can be proud, because sometimes it's so hard also for me to realize that I am enough, and even if I wouldn't have accomplished all of this, I would be more than enough. I am good and loved without proving anything. And this is for me also really important for you as a reminder. There were moments in my life where I feel like I'm stuck and I'm not doing enough. There are those moments again and again. And it's about remembering that I am enough. I am enough. You are enough. And you know, this was the year where I also exmatriculated from my medical studies, where I allowed myself to really close that door, that chapter, because I felt like energetically it was pulling me, it was preventing me to go fully in. And I'm so happy that I'm now saying out loud, now no, I'm not going to be back at medical school, not at least for the next 10 years, because I'm going to pursue my career in front of the camera. This is where my heart is. And I'm going to pursue my intention to share spirituality and self-love that I found through yoga and meditation and aesthetic dance and the connection to nature, through my yoga retreats and to my YouTube videos, to all the people that asked for it. And whenever I travel now and I meet so many people and they ask me about yoga and meditation, and if I can start a podcast, I can now hand on actually my YouTube channel and my podcast, which is so great. So also here, I'm so thankful that I finally invested my time, and that was only possible because I had time. And this was only possible because I had no modeling gigs in the last 2 months, which was super weird because I had months where I worked like non-stop every day. And then I felt in the last 2 months for a short time that I was really again living a delusion, and I cannot be a model, I could never sustain myself. And I realized, no, those are not my fears, those are the projections of my parents and maybe some of my people in my family, but they're not mine. Connect with your inner voice, your intuition, and be brave. Follow your heart and surround yourself with people that truly see you and support you in your path. And actually, even though this is not really a topic what I have written, but I really want to share, it's been the toughest year of my life emotionally, concerning my relationship to my parents that were suddenly really, really cold to me. And I'm not kidding, they were so cold to me because they were so disappointed by me quitting medical school. And for me being so sensitive and always wanting to be the perfect daughter, it was so tough, it was so hard, but I kept going because I believed in the bigger picture. I believed it was more important for me to stay true to myself, even though my parents stabbing me behind my back, because I need to be strong for everyone now listening, for all of the women in this world that are not there yet to follow their heart and use their voice. And I need to be this. I want to be this. This is what feels right. All I want is to live my truest expression, to live my true self, and to follow my passions and my heart. I'm not harming anyone, I want everyone to live freely and truly from their heart, and all I want is to be accepted for that as well. It was so tough. I cried like an ocean because I felt hurt for not being accepted for who I am, and it was so hard. I needed to leave home, and I'm so grateful for that, because that's why I'm here. Whenever a door closes, a new opens, and nothing lasts forever. I'm right now in a phase where the relationship with my parents gets a bit better again, thankfully, luckily, but it required a lot of forgiveness, a lot of hard work, meditation. What I want to say with that is that following my heart, following my dream, and realizing all of this came with a lot of sacrifices. It's worth it. I hope that I can inspire you with sharing with you my story, that you can go through it. Please go for it. You are always held and supported by people that are so grateful for you following your heart. And a really crazy story is that with the women at the retreats last year, New Year's retreat in Morocco, we pulled an oracle card, each of us, that will guide us through the year. And even before I pulled the oracle card, I knew how important it would be for me to go back to Indonesia to connect with my grandmothers. It's been 8 years that I haven't seen them, and I felt like this needs to be the year that I'm doing this. I need to commit. I need to do it. Funnily, the oracle card that I pulled is the card of the grandmothers. And I indeed committed to go to Indonesia. I've been there for 1 month in August. And I did all I could in this 1 month to share my love, to be there, to show my grandmothers, both my German that lives there and my Indonesian grandmother, that I love them and that I'm doing well, that I'm happy in my skin, in my life. 1 month after I returned home, roundabout, my German grandmother in Indonesia died quite suddenly. And it's crazy because I was there in Indonesia and I felt intuitively all I need to do is to show her that I love her so much, that I'm here for her, and that, yeah, that I'm doing well. Even though my rational mind didn't know that she would leave us, our planet, her physical body, my intuition knew, my oracle card knew. And yeah, I'm just grateful that I followed this call. And concerning my Indonesian grandmother, she's the grandmother that I really, really connect with. She's actually the one person that I love so much in this world. Like, she's my person. In a phase in my life as a child where I felt lost and felt like nobody would love me, she was the one person that gave me love that I could receive. And she's still alive and super healthy, and I'm so grateful for that. And being together with her again, she is an incredible woman, and I could learn from her so much. I can tell you how much I got inspired by her words. We were like having so much quality time together, and sometimes we would talk all night about life, and I was so surprised about how much values we share, and how I can talk with her about things that I could never, or I have never talked with my mother or with anyone else in my family, because I was afraid I would have been judged or not understood, and she actually understood me. Wow. And even though I'm a yogi and she's Islam, we are so similar in our way of feeling and thinking and believing, and our understanding of love and life. And I'm just really grateful that I know this now and have her behind me, knowing that she supports me and she prays for me. It doesn't matter which way and which path I follow. And she actually also really supports me in my path of modeling and letting go of the medical studies. And this is something I have been so afraid of. And she actually is really there for me. And I'm just so grateful for that, knowing that. So in many ways, it's crazy how this intuition and the oracle card were just leading me to something really important in my life, which is actually also going hand in hand with the last big 5 point for 2023, which was I dive deeper into my intuition, awakening my power of Fore-Feeling, foresight, connecting with the world of subconsciousness and dreams. Yeah, I the handpan, you know that I dreamed of her first. I was dreaming that I would play the handpan in the streets and enchanting people. And I woke up and I was like, this dreams mean something. And I googled handpan Stade. This was the city where I lived back then, and there was a guy who built them, and I think there are only 2 people in whole Germany who built them, and this one guy was living in my little hometown city. It was insane. And at the same time, at the same day, I was calling him, I visited him, I went back home with a handpan. This was actually already 2022, and it took me 1 year until I finally bought the baby. It's a really expensive one. It costed like 1,800 euros, and until I was ready to finally invest in it, it took me a while, but I finally did it. And there were many examples of how my dreams were indicating a path for me. And I use my dreams almost every day to see where I am in my life, because when I have feelings that I neglect, or like situations with people in my life that I neglect, that I try to ignore, I see it in my dreams, and I use it to process them and to not run away, but to sit and meditate. It's actually really crazy. But another example is that after shooting with Troye Sivan, I had a vulnerability hangover for days. I felt like I was so open with him and bubbly as I am, and he was sitting in between my legs, right? And was like, hey, try. And I was just being myself, but you know, I felt like a little bit too much and too open. I was telling him that I went to his concert when I was 18 or 16 or so, and I was super intimate with him, and I know he's gay, but I always ask him if it's okay for me to touch him. I was super, respecting. This is something I have learned in the spaces that I went to, in the Tantra retreats, etc. And also the people in my romantic lives, that throughout the day I was talking with him about stuff and just being myself, kind and warm. But I also felt like I was too warm and too nice and too open. And I dreamed of him every night after this, that he wouldn't like me. It was a really weird feeling, because I always have good dreams, and then for a reason, for many, many days, I dreamed really badly about him every day, until I sit with it and meditated, and I felt like I was so afraid of being judged by a person, and I felt like so important. And I realized, Anetta, it really doesn't matter what Troye Sivan is thinking of you. You were being yourself. You don't even know what he's thinking. Why are you like that? Why are you making yourself so important, so big, and also at the same time thinking so badly about yourself? And I was feeling this, all the pain that came with all of those things, and allowed them to be released. To sit with it and to believe that my warmth and my kindness actually really touched him, even though I cannot really see it in that moment. And once I did it, I never dreamed of him again in a way that has been bad. I dreamed of him again 2 weeks later, where he handed me the keys to his flat in Berlin and was like, "You are always welcome. It doesn't matter if I'm there or not. My house is always open for you." And he was so kind and loving. So from dreams where he was not liking me, to that, like, this was the result of a transformational process inside of me. And the funny thing is, when the music video came out, Stuart Weinkauf, the cameraman, slided into my DM, sending me an article, an interview from Troye, telling Vogue that one of his favorite moments of the whole shooting days, and it were like 2 days that we shot the music video, and it was the best days, like the most fun days ever with the whole team, and there were plenty of people and plenty of scenes. But he said that one of his actually really favorite moments, where he was like in between my legs and we were making each other hot, and for a moment he was thinking we would start to kiss, but not. It was like just like that, two people enjoying themselves. And he was also in awe of women, how he is so inspired by the women in his life. All that in this article. And when I read that, I really started to cry in the middle of the street in my city. I still remember that moment, because, I just told you that I was stressing over me being too open to this and that, and had nightmares for so many days, until I sit with it and was like, no, Anetta, you were perfect just the way you are. You were good, you were kind, and you touched him. I'm sure you were. And it was indeed like that. And I thank the universe that he told Vogue about it in an interview. And that Stuart Weinkauf sent it to me, because otherwise I wouldn't have read it probably. So it's just insane. So I used my dreams, I used my intuition, and I let myself be guided, active, surrendering to the universe. Oh my God, I love my life. I just realized. Wow, I think this was a really long podcast. I listened to a podcast called Astropod. It's a German one about astrology, and they said that for Scorpion ascendants, this year is going to be interesting, in a sense that we meet a lot of people and connect with people, which was true. And we learn to give away responsibility, emotional responsibility, where we are not supposed to have them. Because I'm always taking care of the feelings of other people so much that I neglect my own feelings. And I learned to differentiate between where I need to take responsibility and be sovereign, and where I need to let go. And this is something I really learned this year, to not be responsible for the feelings of some men where I'm afraid that they fall in love with me, and that's why I behave really cold to protect them from falling in love with me. But at the same time, I'm hurting myself because I behave so coldly, which I am not. And this is just an example, but I really learned to communicate with them. Hey, I feel like you want more from me than I want from you, and I'm sorry, but I will not be able to return that. And I realized that I'm behaving really coldly because of that. And please just know that I would really love to still hang out with you as a friend, but I could never return those feelings. And please respect that. And I learned to communicate it in that way, and I was so brave by doing this, to be honest. And I made really good experience with it. And the other guy was not really responding so well. He was ignoring me for a couple of weeks because his ego was hurt and he needed some time. But after that, we came closer again as friends, and now we're friends again. So yeah, I'm just really happy about this, for example. I also let go of the emotional responsibility of pleasing my parents, which was, as I said, a really huge step and really tough. I really needed to have a tough, thick skin, but it was necessary. It's more important that I feel good in my heart and loyal to my values, which would be to live freely from my heart. And this is my responsibility. Yeah, this is one last thing that I wanted to share with you because I felt like this was important. Emotional responsibility. Where am I emotionally responsible and where I am not? And leave it at this person. It's so good. And to end this podcast, I would like to invite you to also reflect on your last year. And if you haven't made something like that by the end of last year, I will give you now some journaling prompts or reflecting thoughts. You can go through each of your months. Close your eyes and go through each of your months: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and just feel what you have experienced, accomplished, what you went through. So many things happened. Make a timeline maybe on, also write things down, notes or sentence about each of the months, and think about the greatest lesson of 2023. What was your greatest lesson of 2023? And my greatest lesson, I believe, for 2023 was to, emotional responsibility. Where is my emotional responsibility and where is it not? What was yours? Really write it down. I wrote pages and pages. What you can also do is, like, you set a timer for 5 minutes. You are asking yourself, what did I experience in 2023? And then you start the timer and you write just out of your heart everything that you have experienced, and it will come a lot. What you can also reflect on is the small moments in 2023 that were wonderful. Like little small moments in your everyday life, like the small moment my friend Anna gave me those flowers. The small moment of sunshine shining through my window. The small moment of the smile of a certain person. Small moments that keep you warm at heart. Take your time to reflect on the people in 2023, the people that came into your life, that stayed in your life, and that you are so grateful for. And wow, I have so many great people that came into my life this year. And nature, where are the places in nature, what are the moments in nature that make you feel so connected? Honestly, the most beautiful moments in my life were the moments where I've been going out really early in the morning, when I was at the sailing trip in Greece, or with my friends in Mallorca, waking up before anyone else and was just by myself with the ocean, the waves and the full moon. Beautiful, and I felt so connected. I love nature so much. There were so many beautiful moments where I was in a cave, where where I was in the forest, and even though I was alone, I was not alone at all, but so nourished by this life force that was coming from nature and flowing through me. And what were moments in your life where you felt so connected with life, with nature, and the energy around you? Another questions to reflect on: what were experience lessons of 2023 that you never want to experience again? And you know, I never want to experience that again, what I have experienced with my parents. I really want to set my boundaries and to protect my dreams. It doesn't matter how much I love them and how they love me. I'm not allowing my heart any longer to get hurt by what my parents say to me. Never ever again. I've been through so hard, tough weeks and months. I heard things that were just terrible, and I'm not any longer going to be emotionally attached to this. No, I'm doing my thing. I love them from afar. I'm setting my boundaries, and I really hope and pray that one day they will really be able to accept me and my path. But it's more important for me to go my path. It's more important. And I will protect my heart and my dreams for any cost. I am leaving behind in 2023 my responsibility of make them happy. Really, I just let go. I'm going to use my voice. I'm not longer going to take care to protect anyone's feeling where I'm not emotionally responsible for it. Also, I am creating my podcast now, talking from my heart, talking about my experience. And you know, I've been ashamed and afraid all the time to do it, because what if some people are listening to it and they find it weird? You know what? This is not my responsibility. I'm going to let go of that. I'm leaving behind of this fear, of this feeling. I'm leaving behind the fear of judgment. I am just allowing myself to be the truest version of myself and to use my voice and to open my heart lovingly, rightly. I'm leaving behind and I let go of the fear of attachment. I want attachment. I want commitment in a relationship. I deserve to be put first. And I'm so excited for what will come. And I am attracting my big romantic love life because they are existing. I believe in my soulmate, and he is going to enter my life, and I am going to receive him with open arms. And bringing with me from 2023 to 2024 this openness, this optimism, this positive energy, this forgiveness. I am feeling really peaceful in myself, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful that I cried for so many days and weeks. I could barely breathe, but I processed the feelings, and now I'm free, and I'm ready for this new year that is going to be life-changing. I'm going to move to New York, guys. This is insane. Fore-Model signed me. I don't know if you heard of it. I believe like everyone knows it by now. It's crazy. It's the leading agency in New York, one of the oldest, one of the most renowned agencies, and it's such an honor. Maybe I'm going to make a whole podcast about this, but yeah, it's just crazy things happening, dreams come true. And also here, believe in your dreams, manifest them. This is what I manifested. I envisioned myself in the billboards in New York City, and suddenly I had this interview with Fore-Models and they signed me, and this is going to happen. My US visa got approved. I'm going to go there, to move there and live there for a couple of months. This is so insane. This is so insane. I'm so excited and grateful. Thank you so much for listening all the time until here. And I also would like to invite you to check out the next New Year's retreat that's going to take place in Morocco from 2024 to 2025. It's in 1 year, where we're gonna do all of this together in a group of people. And we're going to meditate, to sing, to dance, to hike in the Atlas Mountains, to enjoy ourselves, and of course practice yoga. I'm going to share with you my manifestation tools, my visualization tools, and guide you in person. Check out my website and register now. Prioritize that already. It would be so great, right, to have something already for the next year to be excited for. It's open for women and for men, for any gender, for everyone who wants to have a conscious transition from one year to the other. I created the life of my dreams, and I'm sharing with you all my tools that have helped me. I would love to welcome you and see you. I think in the next episode, I will talk with you about my next year, my intentions. So stay tuned for that. I'm so happy to see you soon. I love you, I see you, I hear you, and I support you. Please go make your wildest dreams come true. Love always. Anetta.